Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. Global News reports that residents of Sandy Beach, Alberta, a summer village located about 65 kilometers northwest of Edmonton, remain on edge and on evacuation standby following a wildfire. The blaze, which began in one residence and spread, has claimed at least 3 homes and damaged a 4th, though no injuries have been reported. Sturgeon County has declared a local state of emergency for the area along Lakeshore Drive on the east side of Sandy Lake. More than 60 firefighters from various jurisdictions, including Morinville and Alexander First Nation, are on scene. While a dozer guard has been completed and the fire is currently contained, Fire Chief Chad Morey indicated that officials fear the situation could change. Environment Canada forecasts winds of up to 60 kilometers per hour, raising concerns that a shift in wind direction could necessitate an evacuation order for Lakeshore Drive. City News Everywhere reports that Vancouver's recent budget decisions are sparking significant concerns regarding the city's ability to respond to extreme heat events. Less than 5 years after the devastating 2021 heat dome killed over 600 people in the Lower Mainland, a program providing cooling kits to vulnerable residents has been quietly discontinued. City Councilor Lucy Maloney warns that these cuts signal a dangerous shift in priorities, potentially making it too late to protect the elderly, disabled, and those in poorer areas when heat emergencies strike this summer, which is forecasted to be one of the hottest on record. While the city claims it is prioritizing sustainable, community-centered options like cooling centers and water misters, the decision aligns with Mayor Ken Sims' Zero Means Zero budget, which froze property taxes but necessitated service reductions. This budget also initially threatened lifeguard services at city beaches, though funding was later secured for 1 year following public outcry. Critics fear that these budget line removals could ultimately cost lives, undermining crucial short-term and long-term protective measures against extreme heat. City News Everywhere reports that researchers in Montreal are making significant strides toward a future where a simple blood test, known as a liquid biopsy, can detect and monitor cancer, potentially replacing invasive surgical biopsies. Stephanie Lord-Fontaine of Genome Quebec explains that this involves finding a handful of tumor cells' DNA among billions of blood cells and then sequencing them to determine the tumor's genetic profile. While existing liquid biopsy tests are used to monitor cancer, they currently suffer from a high rate of false negatives, limiting their precision. Biomedical engineer Alexandra Pelin-Chung, leading a collaborative project with CHUM and funded by Genome Quebec, aims to refine this technology. The research initially focuses on lung, head and neck, and ovarian cancers with the goal of eliminating the need for an initial surgical tumor sequencing. This advancement would enable precision oncology, allowing for treatments tailored to specific tumor mutations, avoiding chemotherapy side effects, and monitoring treatment response and relapse risk more effectively. While complete elimination of surgical biopsies is a long-term aspiration, improved liquid biopsies will offer a valuable tool, especially for hard-to-reach tumors or when biopsy samples are of poor quality. The key challenge remains enhancing the sensitivity of the technology for very early cancer detection. A recent report from DBRS Morningstar, one of the world's largest credit rating agencies, indicates that Newfoundland and Labrador could see significant relief for its deficit due to surging global energy prices. The province's current budget projects a $688 million deficit based on an oil price of $79 per barrel. However, global oil prices have been hovering around $110 for weeks. According to the Canadian press, the provincial government estimates that every additional dollar per barrel translates to approximately $33 million in revenue. In March, Newfoundland and Labrador produced 9 million barrels of oil, a 14% increase year over year. with a total value of about $1.3 billion, up 55%. DBRS Morningstar noted that Premier Tony Wakeham's first budget doesn't account for potential gains from an agreement with Quebec regarding Churchill Falls hydroelectric plant power prices. While the budget presents ongoing deficits and rising debt, the agency highlights the material fiscal upside from the province's exposure to global commodity prices. Global News reports that Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre has publicly endorsed the Ontario government's proposal to expand Toronto's Billy Bishop Airport. Speaking near the airport, Poilievre emphasized that the expansion would boost the economy, enhance competition within the aviation sector, and alleviate traffic congestion at the larger Pearson International Airport, which he described as a disaster due to lack of competition. He has previously advocated for extending Billy Bishop's runway to accommodate jets. However, the plan faces significant opposition from Toronto Mayor Olivia Chow and New Democratic Party provincial parliamentarians. Chow has voiced strong objections to the provincial government unilaterally taking city land and expressed concerns about the potential destruction of the waterfront. NDP MPPs have also highlighted environmental issues such as air and noise pollution, as well as safety implications of increased air traffic near high-rises. Despite the controversy, the Ford government intends to commence work on the expansion immediately, though specifics on runway length and project timelines remain unclear. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.